All right. It is April 29th. This is probably going to be the last VEDA video of this year. We definitely didn't do every day. That's okay. I don't expect to accomplish that goal every year anymore because things come up. And I particularly hit a kind of a slump, like a general life slump these past couple of weeks as well. So it happens, but I'm going to make a video now. I wanted to talk about things that I've sort of learned in the past month of doing videos, and something that I've learned in the past year as well, since my previous set of Vlog Every Day in April videos. But before I do that, I want to say that one of my bands played at PAX East in the Grand Ballroom, the big main stage. It was like super exciting for the band. It was like one of the sort of bucket list conventions that the band wanted to play, and we did it, and I didn't take any video. So, but the video's up online if you want to check that out. Band is called Magnificent Danger, and it was really fun. I didn't get a chance to share it on the channel because of this thing that I'll talk about now. One thing I've learned in the past month is that I signed myself up for so much stuff. I spread myself too thin. And I remember thinking this sort of in the midst of COVID when things shut down. I said, oh, I have so much free time. And I just know that when things open back up, I'm going to fall back into my old habits and spread myself too thin. And here we are. And there's so many like benefits and temptations to do this, to spread yourself thin, because you get to have lots of different experiences with lots of different groups of people. I'm in 3 different bands full time, and then I'll sit in with another band from time to time. And I like playing Dungeons and Dragons, and some of those bands I help run as well. So there's like administrative meetings and emails and organization and that sort of stuff. And then also I've been dating someone this past month as well. I didn't really talk about very much on here because I want to respect privacy. But that also involves time investment and energy investment. I want to have energy for this person so that I can see them and be fully engaged. And so that takes time and energy as well. The temptation is that I like doing all of these things. And of course the detriment, this is not news. The detriment is that I don't get to invest deeply into any of those things, which is a huge bummer, because I feel like if I invested, for example, in like a specific band rather than all of the bands that I'm in, I would be able to like contribute so much more and sort of like foster a better experience for everybody in that band, and help that band, like in particular, like do more playing, get more gigs, flourish, have more sort of goals, like direction, and just be able to play the music better, like practice those specific songs on my saxophone and like dive into that. Or, particularly focus on Dungeons and Dragons, which I really enjoy, I really like doing. And I've had this campaign that I've had sort of sitting on the sidelines since before COVID that I've wanted to bring back. And if I had the time and energy investment to do that, I think I would really enjoy it. But that's the thing, is that I can't just choose one. I've already said 2 different things, and that doesn't even involve the person I'm seeing, which in my mind anyway, like dating is a really high priority for me, especially if I'm seeing the same person a lot. I want to try to find a good long-term relationship. That's like a big goal of mine currently in my life. But I'm doing all these other things. So that's where we are. And that, taking on another project like vlogging every day really like brings that to the front of my life, to say, okay, you've got yourself into this situation again. You're doing so many things. You don't have energy to do any of them to the level that you want with the investment that you want. The difficult thing is that I don't know where to go from here because I don't want to quit any of my stuff. So we'll see if I've learned my lesson by next year. Maybe I won't, or maybe I will have figured out a way to take care of myself better so that my sort of energy tank is larger. Who knows? That maybe that's a pie in the sky idea. So that's what I learned in the past month. And then here's something that I've learned in the past year. I've really been helping out more with sort of band logistics stuff and just thinking about those groups of people and then the other groups of people that I've been hanging out with, whether it's Dungeons and Dragons or just spending time together virtually online. I've really realized how much benefit there is to organizing and cultivating like a good vibes environment for people in terms of like figuring out things to do with folks, figuring out like for the bands, like figuring out direction and meaning and like goals for the bands, and making sure that organizational practices and stuff like that is all like everybody is on the same page about that sort of stuff. And I think it's because so much of my life, of my social life, is spent in like groups rather than one-on-one interactions. I'm realizing that all of that sort of stuff that makes like group activities so fun for me, a lot of that just takes some sort of organizational effort and energy to like put that sort of thing together and make it happen. And so as I've sort of like transitioned into like helping establish those sorts of vibes and structure, I've figured out ways that I've done it well and not well, especially in the past week or so. I feel like as my personal energy has dropped, again, because I'm spreading myself too thin, I'm not able to like really think well and be mindful about like how I interact, and how just social stuff. It's difficult for me to talk about this stuff. I don't have a lot of good vocabulary for it, but I do feel it when it happens, the sort of like energy of focus and direction. This sort of happened to our band a little bit in the lead up to the PAX convention that I just mentioned earlier, and the lead up to a different convention, MagFest, that the band did in January earlier this year. Is that like once there's like a focus and everyone sort of like has a focus and a goal and is on the same page about that sort of stuff, then it's just, not only is it like easier to work together, but it's more fun. It like feels, it's, at least that's my experience, is that it was easier to like have this environment where like everyone was so excited and like gunning for the same thing. And yeah, I guess it just impacts me when some of the groups that I'm part of are having a more difficult time with that, either not with like a lack of a goal or a direction or lack of leadership. And yeah, I want to try to be better about all of this sort of stuff, because I think I can. I think I'm like in a position that I can help like foster good experiences for people, which seems weird, a weird sort of way to put it. Like everybody, it's not like I'm making programming for kids or something like that. But I want to be a good person and like a good influence in my community. And so I'm thinking about how to do that, basically. This got a little bit rambly. We just hit 10 minutes on the video, so we're going to stop there. But yeah, that's sort of the stuff that I've been thinking about. Still trying to figure out exactly how to organize my life in a way that's like really fulfilling, but also not like completely draining. And we're taking it step by step. That's been my April of 2022. I've been able to play more music, which I really like, and I've done a bunch of cool things. I produced for my job for the first time, and we played a great concert, and yeah, there lots of cool things happened. So hopefully the rest of the year goes well too. All right, see you next time. Bye.